wait a minute. I just changed my mind. Fuck Steezy, bro. Steezy. What's like? You know what? The Steez?
Oh, the Steezy stories?
Dizzy, Izzy, Steezy stories.
Yeah, that one works.
We did it. What's going on, my sleazies and my steezies? This is Steezy Izzy.
Dirty Birdo.
This week we're gonna be talking about Bitcoins.
All right, so this is a subject near and dear to Izzy's heart. He's been telling me about it since when?
Probably since like 2015, I think.
This guy's
2016.
been telling me get into Bitcoin. It's the next day. I didn't listen. All right, I didn't listen.
So, real quick, just so people know, people might think like one thing or another thing about Bitcoin. Might just say, "Yeah, I heard some good things about it, that it's worth a lot of money. I've heard some bad things about it, that it fluctuates a lot, that it's kind of dangerous. What should I do?" People are asking all these questions about Bitcoin. Well, like I'll put it to you like this. When I first started investing, it was in 2015, 2016. It was worth around $400 for one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin was worth $400. Right now, we just double checked the price. It was about 36,500.
So $400 in 5 years.
In 5 years.
6 now, maybe wait.
But it's been about 5 years. Yeah.
5 years. It turns to 36,000. So let's see. Let's get this.
So
let's do the math.
Let's do the calculations real quick. So let's do 36,000
divided by 400. We'll have the mathematics up here in the back.
That's 90 times. So let's do some math. Let's say you guys wanted to invest back in 2015.
Well, let's see, 90 divided by 5.
No, it's 90 times.
Yeah.
So whatever money it was in there.
That's 5 years. So on average, divided by 5, so we can figure out how much it is every year.
Okay. Divided by 5. So that's 18 times every year. So in 1 year, let's say you put in $1,000, right?
Okay.
Let's say you put in $1,000. So
let's say, you know what, because not everybody has that. Let's just do $100.
Okay, let's do $100. Let's say you put in $100 into Bitcoin, then that means, and Bitcoin was worth 400 at the time, so you have a quarter of a Bitcoin. So let's see, 0.25 times 36,500. Right now you would have $9,000. $9,125. That $100 turns into $9,125.
We divided that by 5, so you can see how much a year.
Divided by 5.
Yeah.
So you get about $1,800 a year. $1,800 a year off of that $100. So it's for people that like to invest into the stock market or like to invest into not just stocks but bonds and all that other stuff. Basically, in the stock market, the S&P 500, which is the most lucrative, way to make money, you put your money in there and you wait 10, 20, 30, 50 years, whatever, and then you take your money out, right? The most you usually make on the stock market is about 15%. This, you're making thousands of percent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like within 5 years, like you can multiply your money by 90.
It was 18 times. It was 18 multiply 18 times a year.
Every year.
So it was 1,800%, right? Is that we did my math right?
Something like that. So basically, like the best time to get into Bitcoin was 5 years ago, but the next best time is now. Because the reason I'm saying that is like, even though
it doesn't look like it's dropping.
Because this is the way that I see it. There's times when Bitcoin is up. There's times when Bitcoin is down. Like last year, it went all the way down to 3,000. So people were freaking out, like, oh man, 3,000. I started off at 400. So even 3,000 wasn't that big of a deal for me. For me, I was just like 3,000. I'm still positive in the long run. So that's why I tell people, if you're gonna spend money on Bitcoin, leave it in there for at least a year, because once it's been there for a year, it's worth it, because no matter how much it went up and down, in the long run it's gonna be up. So that's why I tell people, like, give it at least a year, minimum, like for me, it's minimum 5 years. That's what I told myself. But like now that I've seen it grow, like I want to give it another 5 more years and just keep letting it grow. Just because I've seen Bitcoin come from the bottom, and like now that I've seen it like come to the top, like I feel like it can go even higher. Like it's been projected that it can go all the way up to 1 million. And so could you imagine? Imagine if you started off right now, you might think, oh man, it's worth 36,000. It's too expensive to buy one Bitcoin. But think about it. If you buy one Bitcoin now, those 36,000 is going to be worth $1 million one day.
Yeah.
So think about how many times it's multiplied over. The stock market's not going to give you that money. Your savings account isn't going to give you that money. So at the end of the day, that's why I tell people, I'm like, look, no matter how much money you put into Bitcoin,
I try to convince this guy every time. Take it out.
Take it out. He keeps telling me to sell, and I don't sell. And that's the thing. And the hardest part is to hold on to it through the highs and the lows, because sometimes it's gonna be really low, and you're gonna be like, man, I should have pulled it out. I should have saved that money. But then later on, you see it go up again, and during those bull runs, and then you're just like, you know what? Like I'm glad I held on to it. So the way I see it is like, look at Bitcoin as like gold. It's like, it's a store of value. You're going to use it for your emergencies. Like, it's just there for like, this is like your retirement fund. This is the way I see it.
It's your
Roth IRA.
Roth IRA,
yeah. This is like, if you see it like that, if you say, I'm not going to touch this money for at least 5 years, and if I do touch it, it's just going to be small portions. I'm not going to be killing all of it. It's just for emergencies. Then if you see it like that, then it's not going to be as hard. You're not going to be struggling with the highs and lows. You're just holding it off, and like if it goes low, hey, it's cool. Like I'm not going to sell. If it goes high, you know what? I'll sell a little bit, but I'm not going to like blow all the money.
So let's ask. So now that we kind of know that part of how it's been with your investment, let's ask some questions that people might have. So first of all, what's Bitcoin? So people know.
So Bitcoin is just a distributed ledger. So basically, it's imagine me, Berto, and like 50 other friends have a bunch of pieces of paper, right? And let's call it a tablet. That way you can see it because it's gonna be digital, right? So imagine each one of us has a tablet. Every time we check the tablet, they all have the same amount of information. So if me and Berto make a transaction, that transaction gets stored on the digital ledger onto the blockchain, and then that blockchain holds all the information. So imagine a bunch of boxes, and each one of those boxes has information in it. So that's basically that's the distributed ledger.
And that's how you create Bitcoin
So every time there's a transaction, a Bitcoin miner is processing that transaction, and that Bitcoin miner is getting paid in Bitcoin to process that transaction. So basically, that's the way that Bitcoin is created. It's really complicated math, and it's really hard to explain. Like if you really want to get into it, there's tons of information out there on how it actually works. But the basics, just the most simple part of Bitcoin is just that everybody has a ledger that has all this information on it, and it's basically there so that anybody can check. So like if I check with you, like, hey, let me see your ledger. Oh, we have the same amount of information. It's basically a portable bank. It's a bank that everybody has the receipts. So
let's see. So is Bitcoin infinite? Is there
exactly?
Is there enough Bitcoin everywhere?
So there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin that are ever going to be created. They're not going to. So basically, every certain amount of years, Bitcoin halves. So all the Bitcoin that the miners make right now, they're going to get half as much, and then half as much, and half as much, until you get to a certain amount of years. And once you get to that point, like all the Bitcoin are going to be mined. It's all going to be all 21 million, and that's going to make Bitcoin even more scarce. So since there's not going to be any more Bitcoin to be created, the value is going to shoot right up. And as you guys seen in May 2020, there was another Bitcoin halving. So once the Bitcoin halved, like it started going up little by little, and then right now it's just skyrocketing. So so basically every time there's another Bitcoin happening, Bitcoin's gonna go up just because there's less Bitcoin being created.
And the last question. So, Easy, I got $100 right now. I want to get into Bitcoin. Where do I go? What do I do?
So one of the most basic ways is just to go onto a currency exchange, like Kraken, or like some people use Coinbase. I haven't used it in a while, but you can use Coinbase too. And then you can also, for some people that like to use the Square app, the Square Cash app, you can use that. Like I've heard that. I've never tried it, but some people have said that you can buy Bitcoin on the Square Cash app. So there's a lot of different ways out there that you can buy Bitcoin. But I say just pick one. Just pick the one that you know the best, and then just do some research on it, and then just find a currency exchange, deposit your $100, and then just buy some Bitcoin.
All right, cool. So that was a quick, little informative, Steezy's experience with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you got experience with Bitcoin, let us know what works with you or your own opinions, and let's see how much money you're making next year.
I say just look at it as a savings account. Just put it in there. Just it's money that you're like, you know what? This is only I'm only gonna touch this in emergencies, and just watch it grow and just watch it keep going up and up. And yeah, hope you enjoy the experience with Bitcoin. I'm loving the high right now. So yeah.
Please like, subscribe.
Peace.